Hello, good morning, and welcome to this week's edition of the program Issues of the Moment on MBS TV. My name is Gospel Ede, your regular host on the program. And today is exactly 70 days to the 2023 general elections, the election that will be taking place, the presidential election on the 25th of February. Today is 70 days to that election. And so we are beaming our searchlight today on the political discussion, talking about preparations to the election. Here in Nasarawa State, the ruling party, the All Progressives Congress, went around the 13 local government areas for the re-election campaign bid for Governor Abdullahi Sule and all APC candidates. And that was held very, very successfully in the last 2 weeks. And so other political parties are also on the trail. The PDP is also doing that, and the rest of the opposition parties are also doing their own campaign, trying to see how they can woo the electorate ahead of the election. But today we are going to be focusing mainly on the post-mortem from the just concluded statewide governorship re-election campaign of the ruling All Progressives Congress. And so the man to talk about that is no any other person than the chairman of the ruling party, Dr. John D.W. Mamman. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
All right, it is on that note that we will go into a conversation proper. About 2 weeks back, your party went around the state in a local government rally, for the re-election bid of Governor Abdullahi Sule and other candidates of the APC. We would like to hear from you. What is your general assessment or detail?
Well, I want to thank you for this question, Gospel. We went around the state, and some of the pressmen were with us. I expect that you should start asking the pressmen what was the assessment. In any case, if you ask me to assess our going out, it was very successful, very peaceful. We started from Toto. From Toto, we came down to Nasarawa to Karu, Kefi, Kokona, Akwanga, Wamba, Nasraigon, and we toured all the local governments. It was so exciting, so successful. The mass turnout by people indicate hope and success.
All right. You said that I should have asked the pressmen. I wouldn't like to ask the pressmen. Of course, the pressmen have said their story, but they said that no one sees it from the spectacle of another person. So being the chairman of the party, you should have a better understanding of what you went and you saw.
I agree with what you're saying. Yeah. But again, when you ask somebody to assess himself, I think better that somebody assess you and give you your scorecard and performance. Okay. Just like an examiner score a student. You ask the student to score himself and then give himself marks. No student will have like to fail. Okay. But in any case, just like I've told you, it was very successful, and the turnout by, in some cases, both opposition party members who attended, in some places who had to receive the campus, shows that the APC government is doing well in Nasarawa State.
Okay. All right. During the campaign, let us know what is the scorecard of the APC that you presented to the people. Because if you go out on a campaign tour, you must tell people what the party has done and why you deserve a re-election.
Well, we went out, you know that we have a candidate in the person of Engineer Abdullahi Sule, who is now the sitting governor.
Exactly.
An experienced individual, somebody who started working in Nigeria under the just steel rolling mill and spill over to America to work in the gas and petroleum industry, came back to manage the Dangote group of companies in Nigeria, and finally got to become the governor in 2019. So we went out, we have a very good credential of him. He is a very rich candidate for us, and with what he has done, because when he came on board, he started with a vision and a focus for Nasarawa State. He had a document, economic strategy for Nasarawa State, how he wants Nasarawa State to be in the 4 years that he is a governor. But again, as soon as he took over in 2019, he believed that so much resources were wasted in some capital projects in Nasarawa State.
Okay.
So he intensified effort to ensure that first, let me complete this, because it is the resources of Nasarawa State citizens that were used to start this program and projects. He wouldn't want them be abandoned. He started with completion of Liuakwe Banquet Hall, which was started by Governor Liuakwe of the blessed memory, and today the hall is being put into use, the government house. He went to Presidential Lodge that Tonko Almakura started. He completed that, and then got to the airport, which was started by Tonko Almakura too. He got it completed. Not only completing it, he had to partner with the federal government, and now the federal government, as I talk to you, have taken over that airport to mean a business for the state and to increase our revenue base, to increase our performance as a state between us and the federal. He didn't stop there. He went as far back as 2004 to 2005 when Abdoulaye Adamu, the now national chairman of APC, started an idea. He wanted to boost the agricultural potential of Nasarawa State. He wanted to boost tourism of Nasarawa State. So he went down to Ferinwa and began a dam that will serve for both generation of electricity and agricultural purposes, as well as attracting tourism to the state. It was abandoned for quite some time. Now work is seriously going on there. After he has started going to do all these things, some critics started saying this man has no vision, has no project for himself. He only want to just come and complete people's project. I think he has done excellently well in that. So between Sesimbake and Kwara, which people have never dreamt, that community have never dreamt they will have a road. Today you go there, it's a 12 minutes drive. He went to Maraba Udege. Since we were born, we met a situation where the British government were mining tin in Udege. And all efforts to make road to Udege failed until now that he came on board. If you go to Mararaba, from Mararaba to Udege now, it's just a 15 minutes drive. That what used to take you about 2 to 3 hours before. So he has done very well in agriculture. He has done well in education. When he came, he had the committee that went around all our schools, primary schools, secondary schools, to make honest assessment of the situations that are on ground. They submitted their report. He paid the counterpart fund year in, year out, and a lot of primary schools have received first lift in the exercise. Likewise, the secondary schools that we have in the state. Now, he went to the universities and ensured, like the School of Nursing, which was operating though at a certain level, he has now ensured that they now operate both School of Nursing and School of Health Technology should operate at the college level now, as it is. He went further to say there is no education, that the world is going technological. We cannot just sit down and say we will go theoretical. So he has converted one of the projects started by Almakura in Gudi to be service as the engineering department of the state university. And today he is also starting the faculty of medicine that people are making huge cry of saying is capital intensive. But he is very committed to it to ensure that we have at least indigenous doctors, because right now if you go to our hospitals, 80 to 90% of the doctors we have are non-indigenous, are people from different places. We cherish their performance. We like their workings, but it's as good as also you encourage your people to be around the corner so that you can be proud that you are one of the states that is mapping and competing with other states in the federations. Okay. So he has done marvelously well. He has brought industries. Even some came to this state before his own vision and intention to become the governor. For instance, the Dangote that was cited at Tunga was here before he became the governor in 2019. And then you have the asthma in Doma. You have the flour mill in Toto. So day in, day out. Today, as I talk to you, all the marvels that 3/4 of the marbles in the market today are either done within Goody. We call it Goody marbles.
Wow.
If you go to the airport in Lagos, you go to the airport in Abuja, the extensions that they are renovating now, they are marbles that are being processed and finished in Nasarawa State. So his vision for industrializing Nasarawa State is also there. So he has done a lot in the civil service. See what it is. Today, nobody is receiving half pay, both in terms of pension. Pensioners have come out, the civil servants have come out to support the governor. For one thing, he has given them consideration. He has given them due attention. There are some who retired from Plateau and didn't have their opportunity to have their gratuity. He came on every month. He has set aside the sum of 50 million for every month for the state, and then 50 million for the local government. So in 3 months, you can phase out a batch of people who are having backlog of gratuities on ground. We started like that. I think by now, they should be around 2009 or 2010.
Okay.
So if you say before the creation or after the creation, it means it's a lingering problem between 1996 to date. So he has faced them and is paying quarterly. And the workers, I don't think they will complain of their promotion. They will complain about their outstanding salaries. Even the salary that they had an argument with the then government of Tanko Almakura, because it was then no work, no pay. There was one August money or July or thereabout that was hanging.
June, July.
He set aside, he set a committee to verify, to ensure it is their due entitlement. When the committee submitted a report, he paid. Okay. So the civil servants have come out, traders have come out, tribal associations have come out to support the candidature of Engineer Abla Esli. It means therefore that we have the greatest of the hope to come back and continue do more for Nasarawa State.
All right, politics being what it is, you have enumerated quite a lot that the governor has done and the mood of the people. Are you really convinced that what the people were saying during the campaign will really manifest during the election?
Well, what we will say, even if it does not manifest, it will resemble manifestation. Okay. Because nobody was dragged to that place anyway. The persons that came out came willingly to support. The people who came out willingly, seeing what the governor is doing. Nobody was coerced. Nobody was under duress to participate in the in coming out to welcome the governor, who is doing very laudable and gigantic projects for Nasarawa State. So for me, hope is there.
Okay. And
there is no doubt that hope will go outside the people's acceptance. If the people speak, I think it's good to go.
Okay. Just like they say, the voice of the people.
It's exactly, that's what it is.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, but your opponents, the opposition party, the PDP, the NNPP, the SDP, at some point, accusing the APC government of not completing several projects across local government areas going into a very crucial election that the governor so cherished to win. Why are these projects taking longer time to be completed, especially rural roads? Well,
when we went out, most probably you should know one thing. We didn't go out to criticize anybody. We went out to campaign to people, to solicit their mandate, to solicit their vote, and to tell them exactly what we're going to do for them. If you have examples of those projects, name them for me so that I can understand which of the projects they are talking.
I mean, rural roads.
Which of them?
There are so many rural roads across local government.
Mention one so that I can talk about it. If you don't mention one, then I don't know what they are actually saying. But in any case, the Tabula Road, what happens to it?
It's not completed.
Are you sure? Have you taken a trip there? Or you're just sitting there in the studio and you are listening to somebody? Listen. In politics and in the third world country, Gospel, let me tell you, if it is not you that has done something, it's as good as not being done.
Okay.
And that is a very bad attitude, for instance.
Right.
For somebody to just wake up and say, APC didn't do anything. For me, as an individual, I'm a beneficiary of all this government. I had the opportunity to be alive, and I have the opportunity to serve all this government. I was an acting chairman during Balamande when he was a governor in this state. I was a director and TMC chairman and permanent secretary during Abla Adamu. I was a permanent secretary during Aluyakwi. I was a permanent secretary during Tango. And during Abla Esule, I began as senior special assistant. I became special advisor. I became caretaker committee chairman, and now chairman of the party. So I think for you to just sit down and say, Aluyako didn't do anything, Abla Adamu didn't do anything, Tanko didn't do anything, you are just being unfair. To even contest and win an election means something. There are some of them who have contested severally and they have not been able to win. Not to talk about even criticizing what people say. I mean, yesterday or the day before yesterday, I was reading where some people will just sit down at the comfort of their house that ASL has taken 14 billion that is fighting security, and he should have given some money to Fulani, he should have given some money to Gwandara, he should have given some money to Mada to farm. And he's enjoying the comfort of the security. He's not running away here as scatter. He's doing campaign at a very enabling environment that is being provided for by the governor. And some of them were in government. And when some of them were in government, they did nothing other than introducing a lot of crisis here and there. So for me to come out and say one road is not completed, one road, which road, if you are talking about our tabula, take a drive there and come back, and in the next program you tell me what you see. Which one again?
All right, maybe let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. All right, you know, the party has not been able to resolve quite a number of crises within its ranks. Talking about the post-primary election primaries issues, we have a lot of cases in court. A lot of aspirants, or rather candidates, were not presented with flags during the campaign tour. And so many. A chieftain of the party also was attacked during the campaign, all arising from some of these squabbles. So what can you say in this respect?
Gospel, see, this is democracy. And in democracy, you allow people, one, the right to contest is personal.
Yeah.
The right to go to court is personal. And in democracy, you don't impose certain situations. Nobody prayed that anybody should go to court. Nobody canvassed that anybody should go to court. But if somebody contests, buy a form, screen, obtain the screening, and then after the primary he feels he is not satisfied that injustice has been meted on him, what stops him from going to seek justice? Seeking justice is in a legal way. They are in court. And the most reason why we chose not to give a ticket to anybody or flag to anybody, once you are in court, let us wait for court decision. Then we will give flag. Two persons are in court. What is the judgment? That you say, okay, let me give the flag to this person and leave. No, we are a party that obey the rule of law. Once the court decides, we will give flags. In the course of our movement, some of them court decisions were meted on them, like Haji Adanyero of Nasarawa Central. We gave him a flag, Opoku of the Geloku, we gave him his own flag. And Ben Lariba of Akwangano, we gave him flag.
Okay.
So anybody whose flag is with us, we want them to be patient, to wait for the outcome of what happens in court. And then we will give them the flag. It's not intended that anybody will be denied flag in the party. We're not going to do anything with the flag. It's for the candidates.
What if court cases lingered to election? What happens?
APC will still contest.
Okay. As a party, not as an individual.
It will contest. The party will contest.
All right.
It has happened in Abuja.
And eventually, if the party win, who takes the
The court will also decide. Okay. The court has a final decision. Okay. The court must have a final decision. It's not possible for the court to say the two of them are winners in any case.
Yeah, exactly.
So the court will have a final decision.
Okay.
Yes.
So what about the issue of Alhaji Abugiza, the chieftain of the
party?
The
issue of Alhaji Abugiza is unfortunate that it happened.
But in politics, you cannot, when you are campaigning, you don't even know who is who in the campaign.
Okay.
So sometimes it's unfortunate that you drag certain issues into a political arena, and once it happens, it is designed that it is the party. At that rally, we cannot say it is PDP or SDP or APC that were involved. But as a party, we are setting machinery in motion to ensure we find out what exactly happened.
Okay.
So that we stop that kind of a situation. Because somebody who had come there, probably not a member of the APC, or probably a member of the APC, who is aggrieved somehow, somewhere. But since we don't know exactly who and who were involved, because we were sitting very close to him when they said they were leaving us to go ahead of us to the Lafayette Square. It was after about some few hours that somebody came to tell us that something had happened. We were not a living witness to even identify who and who were involved, let alone saying this is the person or this is the party that was involved. But a machinery has been set in motion to find out and to fish out who actually did that. Because at this level and at this century, we do not need to go into such kind of politics.
Very barbaric.
It does not amount to decency. Beating anybody or destroying anybody's property does not amount to vote. It doesn't make you win elections. So I think we have condemned them severally. We have condemned such acts. And I think and I hope, not even in APC alone, in other parties, I enjoy them and I pray that we should go about doing campaigns according to the rule, so that we will have a better. After election, you need citizens to govern.
Definitely.
So if you begin to kill citizens because you are campaigning, then when you win election, who do you govern? So at least everybody is important and everybody's role is respected. This is democracy. If you don't want somebody, wait for the D-Day. You just go cast vote against him.
Exactly.
Period.
Exactly.
The essence of burning, the type of politics of burning people's houses, burning people's cars, beating up people, should be over by now. Tell people what you are going to do to them, so that they will have a feeler of dividend of democracy.
Okay. All right, now, you said the party is taking measure to punish or to investigate the situation. What if you finally find out and it happens to be people maybe in high places or some other person? What do you do at such situation?
Why do I do committees work? The committee has been put in place to find out. Now what do I do their work? They will work. They will put a recommendation in place.
Okay.
Whether it is party member or non-party member or whoever is involved, they will also recommend.
Okay.
Have you ever worked in a committee, before?
Yeah, at some point.
At some point. So if you are given a responsibility to undertake any job, you find out, you recommend appropriate measures.
It's okay.
So we cannot be doing committees work before they even finish.
Exactly. All right, thank you so much. Viewer, in case you're just joining us, the program is Issues of the Moment on MBS TV. And my guest in the studio is Dr. John D.W. Mamman, the chairman of the All Progressives Congress in Nasarawa State. And we've been talking about political development heading towards 2023 general elections. We'll take a short break, after which we'll come back and then we'll begin to entertain calls and contributions from our viewers. We'll be right back. You're welcome back. The program is Issues of the Moment, and we are here live with Chairman of the ruling All Progressives Congress. Well, in case you want to be part of this conversation, the number to join us is 081 45 582389. 081 45 582389. It will be displayed on your television screen. and you have opportunity to also have a say in this conversation. The chairman has said a lot. He has enumerated quite a lot of achievements, and he has expressed the hope that the party will retain power in 2023. And so, let's also hear from party men, let's hear from the electorate, let's hear from people of Nasarawa State what you have in mind to say concerning this. But before then, we'll continue with our conversation while you try to call. The number, like I said, will be on your television screen. Please do endeavor to call us and be part of this conversation. All right, sir, Chairman, welcome back once again.
Thank you very much.
Okay, in continuing our conversation, you know, the opposition party in Nasarawa State, mostly the PDP and NNPP and the rest of them, they are quite optimistic, quite convinced, and very hopeful that they are going to overturn, or rather dethrone APC, because this time around they believe that INEC has introduced a technology through BVAS, by modal accreditation system, which give people the mandate to vote who they like, and nobody will, you know, toy away with their mandate. So they are now saying that this is their turn to dethrone APC. So let's hear from you. What is the chances of APC in this regard?
Gospel, I don't understand. Is BVAS meant for the opposition or meant for all the political parties?
Well, I don't know. That is what they are saying. Each time you listen to them talk, they will tell you that.
Well, probably you need to ask. You need to ask whether BVAS is meant for a political party to win.
Okay,
that is if they are going to tell us that they are going to use the BVAS to rig the election, fine. Otherwise, if BVAS is meant for the people of Nasarawa State, and I've given you my background knowledge, my background data, my background understanding of what politics is all about. If the people of Nasarawa State have spoken, artisans have spoken, market women and men have spoken, civil servants have spoken, we went around the local government, they have spoken. So I think we are not, nobody is afraid of BVAS, except if they are telling me that the technology for BVAS is an advantage for them to win. Then I am yet to understand. Okay. But probably when you inquire from them in the next program, you will let me know.
Okay, as a party, do you, appreciate the introduction of BVAS?
As a party, who is running away from it? I've said it time with that number. BVAS, nobody should be afraid of BVAS. BVAS, the principle behind BVAS is one man, one vote. Is that not so?
Exactly.
So who is afraid about one man, one vote? We're not afraid about it.
Okay.
But for anybody to say it is their turn because BVAS is going to be used, and because they were in PDP or ANPP, see, in politics, you were a living witness in this state that Ali Akwe of the blessed memory was a sitting governor. And Tanko, who came, had no proper structure, took over under the CPC. And became a governor of this state.
Sure.
So it's about what you can do for the people. And the people will see, the people will feel, the people will touch.
Okay.
So these are things that are very clear. I have told you here that I had opportunities to start serving this state in some capacity during Colonel Balamande and up to today. I have never seen a very clear politics that the civil servant, the totality, the leadership of the civil service and the civil servant will come out in mass. When they had their rally, we were in Lafayette Square to endorse the governor. The artisans, the traders have come out to say they have endorsed the governor. So we are appealing to them to continue to sustain this tempo. We shall surely win the election. Okay. Nobody is afraid of the BVAS.
Okay.
Except if they want to tell us that opposition, the BVAS is meant only for them to vote, and then the APC persons will be sent away from voting, which I doubt will not happen in this state.
Exactly.
Because politics is a game of number, and we have the number. I will go in for the number, and surely, by the time I come in here to celebrate our winning, I will tell you exactly what BVAS stands for.
We can't wait to see that day.
Thank you very much.
All right. The number again.
I'll first of all invite you for a party in my home country.
I'll gladly.
You know I'm a villager.
Yes, Daddy.
Yes.
We'll come. All right. The number to reach us, like I said, is on the television screen: 081-4558-2389. I would love to hear from you, the viewer. I would love to hear from you. Please endeavor to call. But let's continue with this conversation. Like you talked about the civil servant, the labor unions in the history of the state has never been this loyal to an administration. The labor unions have all come out to support the government. They have endorsed the government. They have been going around the states, across the state, campaigning for the government. And they've been part and parcel of this movement for the real election of Engineer Abdullahi Sule. Now, with this trust bestowed on the government, what I mean is, what are the assurance that the party in government will not betray their trust, especially that they have some pending cases pending, issue like of promotion, issue of minimum wage, new minimum wage, you know, it has not been implemented in Nasarawa State, and so many other things.
Gospel, I just laugh because I look at you narrating things that you are quite aware. If the governor came in and stopped percentage payment for both civil servant and pensioners. He has worked through their promotions, implemented their promotion up to 2018. The pending issue you're talking is just the promotion. All right, Chairman, between...
Let's pick this call. We'll get back. Okay, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Between 2018 to now. I mean, if the civil servant have no trust, they are not convinced by the action, the attitude, the character, the behavioral pattern of the governor. Nobody coerced them. They came out, and when they came out, they narrated to the world what has attracted them to the governor. This is one governor that I respect. This just not because I am the party chairman. I have worked with all the governors I told you. This is one governor who will sit down every day thinking about what he will do for Nasarawa State, not what Nasarawa State will do for him. If he goes to America today, he will come back with a story. This company is coming. This group of persons are coming, either for agri or education or for industries. So he's not thinking. If he goes to Abuja, as soon as he finishes whatever he's doing in Abuja, he doesn't like sleeping in Abuja. He comes back to Lafia so that he can have a focus, have a vision for the state. So if he has done well for them, and then you are thinking about whether the trust will not be there. Trust has to be based on character of a person. The person that has good character today will surely sustain it for tomorrow. So I think you're already talking about something that is bygone. Because issues that have come on board, the civil servant have endorsed him, within these 4 years, they would have done a lot of assessment for themselves. For themselves. And then they came out to voice it to the world that, yes, to come to a conclusion that you're a good man, you must do what we call need assessment.
Exactly. Let's pick this caller. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Ignatius. I'm calling from Gandu.
Ignatius from Gandu, okay? You're welcome to the program.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. I'm very, very interested. I am watching you, both the chairman of APC in this program.
All right.
My little contribution is I am very, very happy about how the things is going.
Okay.
Whether the sitting governor or the incoming governor, please and please, make them help and come and create Gandu Road for us, the one that enter Wakwa. That is my, please and please.
All right.
Thank you very much.
There's a very big problem. There's a very big problem because if you pass that road, you will see accidents here and because they are killing sheep, they are killing fowls because of frost. Please and please.
All right.
Ordinary grading is okay for us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ignatius, for your very kind words.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Ignatius from Gandu. Thank you so much. We appreciate. All right, that is Mr. Ignatius from Gandu. Gandu is just a neighborhood of MBS here, opposite Federal University.
I think just when we were returning from away, and because we were in the same vehicle with Tanko Almakura and the governor, I think in the next 1 or 2 weeks, he will take a drive to Wakwa.
Okay.
The governor was making mention of the Wakwa Road, which is a neighborhood here.
That is exactly where the man is talking about.
And the governor assured him that he will ask the DG Rural Infrastructure to first go there and see.
Okay.
It's not quite far from here, Wakwa.
Very well.
So I think I love what he has said. He cherished the discussion. And for him not to talk about himself, he's talking about the community.
Exactly.
Shows the kind of person that Ignatius is.
Yeah. All right. Hello? Okay, we missed this caller. Please, can you do well by calling? We have some few minutes to go. Maybe you may want to receive 1 or 2 calls quickly before we wrap up discussion here. The chairman of the party has actually enumerated quite a number of things that this government, this administration has done that is making it, feeling very, very, confident of winning re-election in 2023. Okay, Chairman, maybe before we receive further calls or we wrap up this conversation, what is your call to the people of Nasarawa State, given the kind of personality we have as a governor? Quite a number of candidates are justly giving reasons why they must come and dethrone the governor. So now your appeal to the people of Nasarawa State, the electorate in Nasarawa State.
Well, my appeal to the citizens of Nasarawa State is that, first, we thank God for giving us Abdullahi Sule as a governor.
Okay.
He's a governor bias of religion, bias of where he comes from. He's a governor that has vision and focus for Nasarawa State. He's determined to make Nasarawa one of the 3 top states in Nigeria. And I think he has done that both in terms of internally generated revenue and in terms of education.
Okay.
Sorry, and
let's pick this caller. We'll get back to that. Good morning. Hello? Okay. We've missed that caller. Sorry, go ahead.
So my appeal to the citizens of Nasarawa is to sustain the tempo for the support they are giving the governor.
Okay.
Because without the support of the citizens of Nasarawa, he wouldn't have the chances or the enabling environment to carry on all these projects that I've mentioned.
Okay.
So they should sustain it so that together we can have a better Nasarawa State. Nasarawa State has an advantage of being a neighbor to the federal capital. So we have so many potentials that we can benefit if we sustain, first, the peace that is desired, the peace that is existing in Nasarawa State.
Okay. All right, you talk about peace. Maybe quickly, just in a word, your impression about his performance towards security.
Well, I've said that time with that number. I said only the persons who is sitting down, who cannot even govern his house, at the moment will just sit down and say, Abdullahi Sule is doing nothing in terms of security. He's only packing the state money and doing nothing. I want to assure you, let such a person take a drive to Mina. That's Niger. Let such a person go to Zamfara and see what is happening. Let that person drive to Borno and see what is happening. And when he comes back, he will really score Abdullahi Sule more than 100%. Exactly. So what I mean is, he's doing his best, but his best will come as a result of collective effort.
Okay.
Peace, security, is not a one-man show. It's not a one-man, as we are here talking about, preaching about peace, somebody is there planning how to kill somebody. So it's a collective responsibility.
Exactly.
I enjoy the citizen to continue to sustain this. When we go for a chairman's meeting, we compare notes. We hear what happens in other states. Like right now, I speak with you, there are some chairmen that are permanently staying in Abuja. They don't come to go to their state because of insecurity.
All right.
If you see me in Abuja, I go there and sleep. Once we have a meeting, and it's around 4 o'clock, because of the hold-up, I may sleep. Otherwise, I come back freely to my state.
All right.
So it's an indication and a sign that we are living in peace.
Thank you so much, Dr. John D.W. Mamman, the chairman of the ruling All Progressives Congress in Nasarawa State. We appreciate you for the time you have for us on this program.
Thank you very much. or the pressmen, so that together we can answer them. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Sir. God bless you.